Doe. Welcome back to I'm Growing Man. It's your man John D in the building. I just did a whole episode and realized I didn't turn the mic on. So we're gonna do it again. But today's episode is pretty much some unsolicited advice. And the reason why I want to give unsolicited advice, because I believe the advice I'm gonna give is beneficial to any and everybody who decides to try it out. So it's sometimes it's difficult to give this information to people in a conversation because they don't really ask for it. And I feel like that's probably what I probably need to do is try to give more broken down, unsolicited advice to those who are looking for a different way of doing things. Because if I would have known how to get better in things, or somebody would have told me, I think I would have considered trying to do it. Hopefully, after today's episode, it will push others who don't have maybe the best information. So one of the things that I want to talk about is your diet. I think your diet is key for quality of life by far. It doesn't even matter what diet. You just have to complete the diet to receive the benefit from it. A lot of times we have people who don't have discipline that fall victim to delicious foods and not following proper procedures when taking care of the only vessel we have. Delicious foods, I've said this many episodes, they are drugs. And if you don't got a hold of it, then you're probably addicted and most likely you're overweight. And if you're overweight, you don't have the best self-esteem. And not having the best self-esteem could prevent you from wanting to do things. It doesn't allow you to be as outgoing as you would like because for so many other reasons. But I know that whatever diet you select, if you do what you're supposed to do, you will receive a benefit from it. And I'll tell you, those of you that end up mastering your diet, I challenge you this to go find another diet and try to master it. I think doing several diets gave me the energy to feel like I could do anything I wanted because I didn't realize how delicious foods can change your perspective on how you live life. I hear people say you only live once. You live every day, you only die once. I heard that from somebody and I was like, that's live. But that is, you live every day. You only die once. So if you don't take care of your body by watching what you put in it, it's gonna get even tougher later. And you know what? I could very well, like my body could break down, but I still believe that if you take care of your body, you can enjoy life so much more in a way that as you get older, you'll watch people fall because they were not able to master a diet. And if you don't want to master it, it's okay. But remember, this is called unsolicited advice. This information may not even be for you. So don't get upset because I'm not attacking anybody. I'm only sharing information that I felt like if somebody gave to me and with the information I had before, I could be so much further along. And I'll tell you this, the information I give you today cannot hurt you. It can only create a better version of yourself. While you're mastering your diet, I want to highly recommend you drinking half your body weight in ounces of water. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you should be drinking 75 ounces of water a day, every single day, non-negotiable. Like the water helps your body function in a way where prevents it from breaking down sooner than it's supposed to. Like if you don't drink water, it causes different parts of your body to work harder than they are. And you will end up with something wrong and you're not realizing that it was because you were dehydrated for most of your life. I really feel like if you want to increase the quality of life, you have to focus on your diet. You have to get your water in. I do believe in cardiovascular activities to work out. I do believe as you get older, you need to watch how you work out, but I do believe you need to get your heart rate up and you should do it every single day. Whether it's walking, running, riding a bicycle, swimming, you should be doing it on a consistent basis where your body needs it. Like, because if you don't use it, you lose it. That's what I've been hearing. And although I'm pretty good about my steps, I average maybe 11,000 steps the last 2 months, but I don't even think you have to do that much. I believe between 8 and 9,000 steps on a daily basis will take you out of the non-sedentary lifestyle and will get you going. And hopefully you find a routine in that, you develop a different clarity. When I say a different clarity, you make better decisions, you ask better questions, you start listening more, you wonder why you are not where you are. Is because some of the information that we got when we were younger, we didn't get all of it, or we didn't get any of it, or we didn't know how to use it. So now I'm in a position where I want to share everything that I've learned to have gotten me to this place. I've done a lot of things, a lot of things. And the best part of my life is taking this journey of finding a better version of myself. First thing I told you guys, your diet. Drink your water and focus on that diet. I promise you will make better decisions. The second thing I want you to do, I need you to commit to the idea that you're going to improve working on communication for the rest of your life. I believe if you invest in getting better in communication on purpose, you'll reduce your arguments, misunderstandings, disagreements, conflicts will go down like ridiculously. Because when you know how to communicate effectively, you're able to understand who you're talking to. And you're going to use words for them to better receive the message versus just talking to them because they speak the same language as you. Being a great communicator, you use the language the person you're speaking to understands. And if you don't, and you assume that they understand, they could most likely miss the message. And you know where the biggest miscommunication comes from? Parenting. Just imagine how many kids mess up and parents think the kids messed up on purpose. They didn't get the message. You think because you said what you said. If they understood, do you think that they would endanger their life to drive you crazy? Like, kids are kids. They don't understand everything. So if you're a parent, if you're not a parent, working on communication, make sure working on communication increases the chances that the person you're talking to will not misunderstand you. Work on it every day. I'm telling you, communication, it changes your relationships. Like, when you work on communication every day, you know how to establish boundaries and you know how to tell people that these are your boundaries. You know how to tell people, you've crossed my boundaries and I don't like that. And you start to value who you are, because a lot of your trauma came from your childhood, whether you want to believe this or not. No matter how good your childhood was, there were things that you were blind to. Your parents prevented you from seeing because they wanted you to have a better childhood than them. But by preventing you from seeing certain things, crippled you in areas where you never learned how to do something to get a particular skill. I just think about all the things that I learned as a kid that helped me when I was an adult, but I shouldn't have been learning it anyway because I was a kid, and trying to make sure my kids get a full experience has been very difficult because you don't know what you're preventing. Like, what should they be going through? What lessons did you get as a child that you want to give to your kids? And a lot of my lessons were they hurt. My lessons hurt, like physically hurt. So, I've said this before. I started out like that, very abusive, but I learned how to become a better parent. And it was through communication, because you become a better communicator, your kid understands you. And no kid wants to disappoint their family, their parents. No kid says, I want to disappoint my parents. They don't think that far. And we're not in a position where we're learning how to communicate to help our children make better decisions. Like, parents, non-parents, work on communication every day. If you do that, kids will do that. They'll have better practices. They will reduce the amount of misunderstandings they have, and they may very well focus on how they could change the trajectory of their life. A lot of times we don't know how to give them that skill set. And if you don't know how to do that, then it's gonna be a tough ride. Your diet will change the clarity, how you view things. Your communication will help whoever's listening to you understand what you're saying. And this last thing I want to give to you guys, remember, this is unsolicited advice. This is information that cannot hurt you. It can only help you. It can make you, it could create a better version of yourself. If you don't have what you thought you were supposed to have today, it's because you didn't work hard enough. And when I say work hard enough, I'm talking about you didn't put in enough work to achieve that goal. Like, I'm going to just share my example about me. I got sick earlier in the school year. I had COVID or something similar. So I used a lot of my sick days, and my daughter is graduating this week. And there are going to be people coming from out of town, and I can't even just kick it with them because I got to go to work. I know some of you like, that's what we got to do too. Yeah, I know. But if I was really good at what I do, I wouldn't even have to worry about that. So I'm in the process of learning how to become so good at something where somebody's going to pay me to do it. But I know this week reminds me that I'm not that good. So this last part I'm telling you, if you don't have what you think you're supposed to have, you did not work hard enough. Because there are people that can take a week off whenever they want because they work hard every single day. I've just got to the point where I am putting in the work every single day. Those hours will accumulate where hopefully by the time my son graduates, the people that come in to see him graduate, I'll be able to take off as much time as I need because I'm putting in the work. But if I'm not there by the time my son graduates, I have to continue working on that so that my kids know that it is a process to be able to live the life you want to live. Living the life you want to live has rules and regulations, procedures, whatever you want to call it. If you do not take any of this seriously, life could get very painful and cause a person to complain and become miserable. But these things that I'm telling you, if you believe that you're that important, change your life through your diet, work on your communication every single day, and find a routine that you can put in the work to get what you're looking for. Because I'm telling you, whatever you think you want, there's a way to do it. And it's a way to do it on your own effort. It's not through a hookup. It's not through the lottery. It's not through anything other than your own effort. But if you think that you need some guidance from somebody or you need somebody to take you under their wing, then you don't understand how important you are. Like, there are people that don't need the guidance. There are people that don't need somebody to take them under their wing. They take the initiative. And I believe you have it. But please understand this, those of you that are listening, if any of this offends you, this message wasn't for you. So I want to apologize if you kind of got strung along and listening to me, making it seem like I was calling you out. No, I'm only calling those out that's looking for some new information to create a different result. And the result can change only from your actions, the habits you create. Your habits, your daily habits are so important. If you watch TV, play video games, watch sports, anything that's preventing you from getting better in a specific area that can make you money, you're already distracted. The only way you can change is if you realize that you're that important and you're supposed to be doing something different to get what you want. But if you're distracted, how can you work on your craft? And you know what your craft is? I don't know. But I know if you worked on your diet, worked on communication, and you create a routine on a daily basis, you'd be able to find any and everything that you want. But it takes that effort. I believe everybody has it, but everybody believes that they got to be a certain age to do it. Like, it don't matter what age you are, you can always find a better version of yourself. Like, the better version of yourself is so necessary that if you don't believe it, this message wasn't for you. And I'd be telling my wife, I'd be like, I believe a lot of things that we see on television or whatnot, they be bots. There's like distractions for you to be like, you got to worry about something that happened 1,000 miles away from you and it was something you couldn't control, but it wore on you emotionally and it's taking you away from what you should be working on, investing in yourself, working on your craft, getting better so that your distractions are the ones that you create, the ones that you enjoy doing, not other people's distractions. You know, like I remember people was like, you shouldn't watch TV. I was like, what else you gonna do? Like, I don't watch TV unless me and my wife are doing it together or it's a family thing, but I don't just watch it to be watching it. I'm always trying to get something from it, not a form of entertainment, but just how can I get closer to my goal? Like I'm maximizing it. And television is so cold. They pay other people to come on TV to distract you away from you being great. That's how cold the distractions are. You can't become great because you're watching somebody get paid for keeping you distracted. It's cold blooded. Cold blooded. Like, I'm just going to say this: work on your diet. I don't care which one it is, master it, find a second one. Find something that's going to be a little more difficult. I did the keto that led me to the blood type diet that led me to vegan. And I did vegan for like a year and a half, 2 years. Then I went to vegetarian, but keto was the lick. Keto changed my body. And I believe that all diets have has its benefits, but you won't know what benefits unless you try. You can only hear from somebody else who said this is what's going to happen. But I'm telling you, you master your diet, you work on your communication every day, you reduce your conflicts, disagreements, misunderstandings, and people will enjoy your company because you bring a peace to a conversation because you're sharing information. I'm telling you, communication through conversation is the best way you can grow because it allows you to learn from other people. Diet, communication, find a routine that will allow you to maximize whatever you feel like you want to be good in, whether it's an instrument, learning a language, even if it's playing video games. Have some type of purpose about it. Doing art, whether it's drawing, painting, I don't know, creating something, building something, anything. But the more hours you put into it, the better you become. They say if you do 20 hours, you do anything for 20 hours, you're better than 80% of the world, right? Imagine doing an hour of something you love every single day. For 1 year, it's 365 hours. 20 hours, you're better than 80% of the world. And you did 1 year for 300 an hour a day, 365 hours. Just imagine if you did that 2 or 3 hours a day. You become the best version of yourself in that area. And it's something that you enjoy doing. If you're going to spend your time doing something, master it and show other people how to master whatever they believe in. And I'm telling you, life looks different. You enjoy the people you're around a little more. You start to be more present. And since I've been on this journey, the best thing I've been able to do is to try to show other people that life is literally what you do to it. And if you don't find better information, you're going to get stuck. Being stuck is not cool. Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose. Boom.